Namaste, myself Triveni Khurana, Assistant Professor, Department of Physiotherapy and Diagnostics. Today we are going to discuss about cranial nerve examination. Before examination, let's see the cranial nerves and their functions. Cranial number 1 is olfactory with the function of smell. Cranial number 2 is optic, function is visual acuity. Cranial number 3 is oculomotor, which is the functioning opening of eyelids, eye movements, upward movement, medial movement, upper lateral, medial, downward lateral. Fourth cranial nerve is trochlear, which movement function is eye movement, downward and medial. Fifth cranial nerve is trigeminal, its function facial sensation and chewing movements. Sixth cranial nerve is abducens, with the function of eye movement, lateral. Seventh cranial nerve is facial muscle movement except chewing muscle, and another function is with eyelid closing. Eighth cranial nerve is auditory or vestibulocochlear, which function is hearing and balance. Ninth cranial nerve is glossopharyngeal. Its function is taste on the posterior third of the tongue, which is not usually tested. 10th cranial nerve is vagus. Its function is palate muscle, that is uvula, and swallowing. 11th cranial nerve is accessory. Its function is in shoulder shrug. And 12th cranial nerve is hypoglossal with the tongue movements. Now we are going to discuss about nerve examination one by one. First is for olfactory nerve. In this, ask the patient if they have noticed any change in sense of smell. Characteristic smelling objects such as peppermint can be used for further discriminate pathologies. Asking patient to close eyes and examine each nostril in turn. Second nerve is optic nerve. Optic nerve should be examined by various modalities such as visual acuity, which is assessed by Snellen's chart. Keep glasses onto the correct for any refractory errors. Stand the patient 6 meters away from the chart, covering each eye separately with their hand in turn. Next nerve is oculomotor, trochlear and abducens nerve. That is third, fourth and sixth. In this pupillary light reflex checking, ask the patient to fixate on a distant target. Shine a pen torch into each eye in turn, bringing the beam in quickly from the lateral side. Now observe both direct ipsilateral as well as consensual, that is contralateral response. Next test in this is pupillary accommodation. The accommodation reflex involves both convergence of eye, which requires adduction of both eyes, and simultaneously constriction of the eyes. Ask the patient to look at an object held at distance. Bring the object to within 10 cm of patient, then asking the patient to follow it with their eyes. Now watch pupil for equal convergence and constriction too. Ask the patient to look straight ahead and check for signs of nystagmus and ptosis. Now check for ocular movements by asking the patient to keep their head still and follow an object. Move the object around in an H formation, assessing for both horizontal and vertical gaze. Watch pupils to assess the eye movements and any signs of nystagmus. Checking the conjugate gaze may also be warranted at this point. Ensure to ask the patient to let you know if they experience any double vision throughout the test. Next examination we have for trigeminal nerve. Both sensory and motor branches of trigeminal nerve should be tested. Why? Sensation requires both light touch and pinprick assessment. Demonstrate to the patient what to expect from the light touch and pinprick sensations. Ask the patient to close their eyes and gently touch the forehead, cheeks, and chin region for assessing ophthalmic, maxillary and mandibular branches respectively. Ensure to ask the patient to let you know if they experience any changes in sensation, either side or cannot feel the sensation. Next, motor function is checked by the muscles of mastication by asking the patient to clench their teeth tight and palpate for the contraction in the temporalis muscle and masseter muscle. Ask the patient to open their mouth, move their jaw from side to side, then close their mouth. Testing of the corneal reflex should not be performed unless sensory impairment is suspected, as it is uncomfortable to the patient. Next nerve, we have to test facial nerve. Testing the facial nerve involves the assessment of muscles of facial expression. Initially, assesses for symmetry in the face at rest. Ask the patient to perform the following movements: raise their eyebrows, close their eyes tightly, blow out their cheeks, smile. These movements should be able to be completed against the examiner's resistance. Now, next nerve is vestibulocochlear nerve. Examination of cranial nerve valve should cover both cochlear and vestibular function. Hearing can be assessed by whispering a number into each ear separately, making a distraction noise with fingers in the contralateral ear and asking the patient to repeat. If any hearing loss is suspected, performs Rini's and Weber's test too. Balance has no truly satisfactory test for this assessment. Formal vestibular testing can be performed. Now, our next nerve for examination is glossopharyngeal and vagus nerves. Cranial nerve 9 and cranial nerve 10 nerves can be assessed together by asking the patient to cough. This is for assessing cranial nerve 10th, that is vagus. Then asking the patient to open the mouth wide and say ah, using a tongue depressor to visual the palate and posterior pharyngeal wall for assessment of cranial nerve 9 and 10. The soft palate should move upwards centrally. Testing of the gag reflex should not be performed unless bulbar impairment is suspected, as it is uncomfortable to the patient. The accessory nerve is a purely motor branch to trapezius and sternocleidomastoid. So, sternocleidomastoid can be assessed by asking the patient to turn their head to each side against the examiner's resistance. And trapezius, it can be assessed by asking the patient to shrug their shoulder against the examiner's resistance. Now, next nerve we have to assess for hypoglossal nerve. Hypoglossal nerve is a purely motor branch to the muscles of the tongue. Ask the patient to open their mouth and inspect the tongue for any tasting or any fasciculations. Ask the patient to protrude the tongue and move from side to side. Thank you.